ito ay nagbibigay ng kabuhayan sa milyong-milyong Pilipino at ang industriyang ito ang dahilan kung bakit mayroong tayo mga papel sa paaralan, tissue at packaging boxes at iba pa. Sadly, Mr. Chair, this industry is slowly declining since the pandemic. Ito po ay nalulugi hindi dahil sa mababang demand, kung bakit hindi dahil sila po ay pinapatay ng mga imported na produkto mula Vietnam, Japan, Australia at iba pang bansa. Last year, Mr. Chair, President Bongbong Marcos signed Republic Act 11981 o Antatak Pinoy Act. This law aims to enhance the competitiveness of the local product in the Philippines globally and domestically. Kasama na po dito ang mga papel na gawang Pinoy dahil ito rin po ay tatak Pinoy. Ano po ba ang ginawa ng DTI para matulungan ang lokal na papel industriya natin in line with Tatak Pinoy law na layunin ni President Marcos Jr.? May mga incentives ba tayong ibinibigay para sa industriyang ito? Ang ating Pangulo po ay pumupunta sa ibang bansa para kumuha ng mga investor na makakatuwang sa atin ang maglagay ng negosyo sa ating bansa. Pero dito po sa Pilipinas, meron po tayong 50 billion pesos na investment ang mga lokal na papel. Ngayon, paano po sila mabubuhay kung hindi po natin ito bibigyan ng pansin? And also, I would like to acknowledge the 10th Department dahil nag-issue kayo ng Department of Administrative Order 25-11 granting the provisional safeguard measure of the importation of the corrugating medium. However, Mr. Chair, ang order po na ito ay provisional lamang at sa loob lamang ito ng 200 days. Kumbaga, band-aid solution lang po ito. Kulang na kulang po ito, Madam Secretary, Mr. Chair. Gusto ko rin po nilingin sa ating Department of Trade and Industry na tulungan po natin ang industriya ng papel manufacturing sa ating bansa. Dahil ito po ay sarili nating produkto at gawang Pilipinas talaga. And also, Mr. Chair, Madam Secretary, ako po ay sumulat sa inyo last July 17, 2025 na nakikiusap na kung po pwede maging audience nyo ang pulp papel industry para naman mahingan nyo ng tulong o mahingan nyo kung ano po ang kanilang magiging solusyon sa napakalaking problema na ito. Pero August 27 na po ngayon, 1 month na, wala pa po kaming natatanggap na mga sagot para sa inyo. Hindi po ba ito'y violation na ng ACTA law? Kaya sana po, maayos po ang problemang ito. Inuulit ko po, 55 billion pesos po ang investment ng mga local manufacturers sa ating bansa. Hindi po ito basta-basta. Napakalaki pong investment ito. Sana po mabigyan po niyo ito ng solusyon. Madam Mr. Chair and Secretary. Thank you po.
Thank you, Honorable Congressman. Yes, you're correct. Ang paper industry and other manufacturing industries are affected by the influx of importations or imported items, no? So we are working with the Bureau of Customs on this to make sure na kahit paano makontrol din yung pagpasok ng mga items na from other countries. For the paper manufacturing, they can actually we will set a courtesy call with them, with me, so that we can discuss the different incentives na pwedeng ibigay ng DTI para sa kanila, especially since they are manufacturing. We have now the new Create More Act, which is a tax incentive. So, pag maganda yung, pag mababa yung taxes na binabayaran nila, of course, that will reduce the cost, which will make them very competitive na in the market. Aside from, of course, we are working with the Bureau of Customs to actually control yung pagpasok ng mga items na to. So, with the Create More Law or the Create More Act, the tax incentives can be given to them. They just have to know how they can avail of this. So, we can set the meeting with them with BOI or with PEZA to see kung saan sila mas akma sa kanila. And then for the Tatak Pinoy, definitely we will be pushing that this year. We're just finishing the finishing touches for the launch of the Tatak Pinoy program. And then, aside from this, we can also actually connect them to different companies that can actually buy from the paper industry. I've spoken to some of the paper manufacturing industry. They need to diversify din. Kasi actually, most of them gumagawa ng notebooks, gumagawa ng pad paper, gumagawa ng yung paper that can easily be bought from China. But what the others did was they started to make packaging. Let's say packaging for the big, let's say, burger company or the big companies that require specialized packaging. So, hindi basta-basta makakabili ito from other countries. Yun ang nagiging trust ng ibang packaging companies. That's why they are able to survive in this industry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I ask a good secretary kung kailan ito po pwede nating may harap, mabigyan nyo ng audience ang pulp papel industry. At and also for the information of good secretary, ang concern po namin dito is not the packaging. Ang concern po namin dito is the manufacturing company. Kung saan bumibili ang packaging paper. Kaya yung ang dying po natin dito is the manufacturing industry. Thank you po.
Yes, Kong, I clearly understand. Kasi yung iba, nagka-courtesy call sa akin one by one eh. So, nakakausap ko na po sila. So, we try to, of course, this is a business, di ba? So, we try to also help them find other customers. And also, we try to help them maneuver also. And one of them is the Create More Act. I'll give you a date when they can meet with me in the office, and then we can discuss what the DTI can do for them. And then for the Tatak Pinoy program, I can transfer you now to ASEC Engel to discuss what's the plans for the Tatak Pinoy, which we will be launching this year.
Sorry. Excuse me, Vice Chair Bong Teves is already requesting, can you already provide him who can he contact to make an appointment?
Yes,
for the
September
paper
4 already. Now the date kong is September 4. I'm just getting the time. Yeah, September 4 in the DTI head office. Courtesy call with me. And then what time? Morning. 10 o'clock on September 4, yes.
Okay, thank you, Secretary. Thank you, Vice Chair Bong Teves.
And then maybe I can give you my card. Before we meet, they can already message what concerns para I can bring the people already who can address their concerns. Para pagdating doon, we'll try to do the problem solving also.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Secretary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Bong Teves. Next in line, Representative Vice Chair Edwin Ongchuan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dear colleagues, Secretary Cristina Roque of DTI and the DTI team, magandang hapon po sa inyo. My question can be addressed by any members of the DTI team. No? Having been a governor of Northern Samar for 2 terms, nagkaroon po kami ng maraming investments, no? Specifically the wind farm. It's a 200 megawatt wind farm, renewable energy. Malaki pong naitulong sa amin ng BOI, no? Specifically the One-Stop Action Center for Strategic Investments. I was surprised to see the One-Stop Action Center is composed only of 7 contract of service personnel, no? Parang kulang po yata, dapat po yata dagdagan. Napakalaki pong investment na itulong sa province po namin. Billion peso investment po ang pumasok with the help of BOI, no? In fact, I have filed a bill, an act establishing green lanes for micro-business enterprises to streamline the regulatory permits and compliance requirements. So, with this, I would like to manifest my concern sa measly budget of the one-stop shop. It's only around 5 million, Mr. Chair. So, napakaliit po nito. So, I would like to manifest na sana matagdagan nito para po matagdagan ng personnel. Can I talk to somebody regarding the existing green lane projects being handled by the One-Stop Shop Action Center?
Yes, Kong, thank you for that. No, you're correct. We really need to strengthen also the BOI, especially the green lanes and the one-stop shop, especially that we are really encouraging foreign investors to come in. And as of our sales, no, from the foreign investments have really increased by 32% from last year to the previous year. So it really shows also the confidence of the foreign investors to really invest here in our country. So we have Edie Fair here who can discuss with you the one-stop shop and the green lanes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Secretary and Your Honor. Yes, the green lane of the BOI is a banner project of the agency, and the objective, of course, is to handhold projects which are considered strategic. And so far, we've already assisted a lot of projects, basically for RE projects, for manufacturing, for infrastructure. And the good congressman is correct in saying that that specific unit in BOI is operating based on a very lean division manpower. And so it is really our hope for BOI that complement of I think around 7 or 9 should be augmented in terms of additional personnel. So BOI is doing investment promotion and industry dev, but the green lane is really something that would show how the BOI handhold investors, and basically this is ensuring that bottlenecks within the bureaucracy, getting permits and all, is addressed and facilitated. So thank you, Your Honor, for that inquiry insofar as our budget is concerned.
May I ask, how many existing green lane projects po in the entire country?
Your Honor, we just have to check the figures.
Can I answer that, my question also?
Okay.
I think you have 212 green lane projects.
Yes.
So, just imagine 212 green lane projects being handled by 7 employees. Napaka, ano po, laki pong discrepancy.
Yes po, because when the green lane was made into operation, what BOI did was just to utilize the existing complement of that unit, which is the Investment Assistance Center. So we appreciate po your concern, and we would really be happy if that budget for that specific unit will be augmented. Thank you, sir.
So this representation would like to manifest for an increase, no, of the budget of BOI. I would also like to manifest my complaint, napakababa po ng budget ng DTI.